Wagwan people, Andre Barrett here, and guys, you need to hear this. Do you remember I told you the other day that people were kind of staring at me when I went to the pool? Well, I found out the reason why. Check this out. They think I'm an absolute weirdo. Do you know how I found this out? So every single day, about I don't know 3-4 o'clock, I go for a swim at the pool, and there's this kind of bar area by the pool, right, where you can kind of order drinks. So I go up to the bar area to order, and the guy at the bar is like, "My friend, you want water, right?" So I'm like, yeah, I do want water. Yeah, thanks very much. But in my head, I'm thinking, how does this guy know that I want water? So anyway, he hands this water to me and he's laughing, ha 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 ha. And I'm giving him a smile back, but I'm thinking in my head, what is this guy laughing about? So I'm looking around, right? And I'm noticing that people are sitting on their sunbeds, they're sitting at tables, and they're drinking beer, they're drinking wine, they're drinking rum, vodka, cocktails, all these things, and no one's really drinking water. And so it dawned on me, this guy must be thinking I'm an absolute weirdo because I come to an all-inclusive resort where you can literally drink anything, right? You can drink cocktails, you can drink whatever you want, get drunk, have a good time. And there's me coming to the pool every single day and I'm ordering freaking water. It's no wonder he thinks I'm a weirdo. So then I take my water and I go and I find my sun lounger that I usually sit on, right? And I'm doing my traditional getting undressed, and as I'm taking my top off, I'm trying to hold my belly in and act all muscular as I'm walking down to the pool and getting in. So I get in and I start swimming. Now I've done one length, I've done two, and I'm looking around the pool and I realize that I'm the only person swimming. There's other people that are jumping in the pool, splashing, they're bombing, they're diving, and this is despite the fact that there's a big sign that says like no diving right by the pool. But regardless, they're doing that anyway. And I'm looking around, I'm literally the only person swimming, and people are looking at me, and they must be thinking in their heads, what the hell is this strange guy doing? I mean, he's doing these kind of funny motions with his arms and his legs that's like propelling him from one end of the pool to the next. Like, they must think I'm absolutely bizarre. So, yeah, basically I figured it out. They just all think I'm a weirdo. Tomorrow what I might do is I might go to the bar and I'll be like, yeah, can I order a beer, please? And I'll be like, yeah, now who's laughing? Oh, geez, this is crazy, man. Imagine if they actually found out why I'm here. Imagine actually if they found out that I'm writing a book. They'd probably chuck me out the hotel and be like, we don't want your kind around here. Stupid book writer. Like, can you just imagine it? Oh my goodness. Anyway, guys, with this update, what I wanted to do was share with you the kind of inspiration, actually, the reason why I decided to come and write a book in the first place. So it's about a year ago. I was looking for a present for my fiance. Now, my fiance is an actual writer. Like, she writes so beautifully. The stuff she writes, you'd honestly be like weeping reading it, right? It's that good. So I've always wanted to kind of encourage her to write more, and I figured, what if I found something for her that would kind of show her how to write and encourage her to just, maybe even write a book or something. So I'm kind of browsing online, looking for different things that I could give her as a present to do this. And I come across this thing called Masterclass. Now, Masterclass is absolutely amazing. The way I found Masterclass was because there's this famous author called Margaret Atwood. You know, she wrote the Handmaid's Tale, and Margaret Atwood kind of comes up with this video presentation, and she's like, "Hey, do you want to know how to write a good story?" And I'm there like, "Oh yeah, I want to know." And she's like, "Well, join me for my masterclass to find out." So I'm like, "Ooh, this sounds pretty good." So I start, looking around masterclass, and it's not just Margaret Atwood that's up there, right? There's other famous authors on there too. There's like Malcolm Gladwell, who wrote Outliers. There's Dan Brown, and Dan Brown is freaking awesome, right? He wrote some of the sickest books that I have ever read. It must have been about 15 years ago that I read the Da Vinci Code, and then the sequel to that, which is Angels and Demons. And my goodness, my English is bad, right? So I'm a super slow reader, but I absolutely devoured these books. Like I picked up the book and I couldn't put it down. I'm like reading. I'm like, oh my goodness, what happens next? I absolutely devoured these books. So Dan Brown has always been a big fan of mine. So when I came across Masterclass and he's there teaching about, how to set up a good plot, how to structure a scene, how to make it captivating, I'm like, oh my goodness, this freaking Masterclass is amazing. And then I scroll down to the bottom, and Masterclass is offering a 1-year subscription where you can access all of these classes that you want. I was like, ooh wee, yes, I am in, sign me up. So I basically sign up to Masterclass, and I find my fiance, and I'm there presenting Masterclass to her, saying, oh, look how amazing Masterclass is. It's got all these famous authors on there, and this will really help you with your writing. So she's like, yeah, Andrea, I'll take a look. Now, I'm more excited about this than my fiance, and I go through all of these different masterclasses. So I've gone through Dan Brown's thing, I've gone through Margaret Atwood's thing, and as I'm going through these classes, it's kind of building this belief in me. It's making me think I could become an author. Oh my goodness, they're teaching me all their tips and their strategies and their tricks for writing amazing books. Why don't I write a book? So yeah, all this belief is now kind of built up in me, and I then start looking around online for, I think to myself, how is it I actually go about writing a book? I've never written a book before. I really don't have a clue. What can I use, or what can I find online to help me write this book? So I was like, I wonder if there's a book written about how to write a book. Sounds kind of funny, doesn't it? But that's literally what I thought to myself. So I looked through Audible at this time, which is like audiobooks, right? And I come across a book. And when I find this book, I'm like, yes, this is it. Because the title of the book says, Self-Published Millionaire. I'm like, ooh wee, this is exactly what I have been looking for. So I download this audiobook right away, right? And this is like a good 8-hour book, but I've devoured this thing in about 4 hours flat. I've put it on 2 times the speed, and it's going mini. But honestly, it was well worth it. I just wanted the information as quickly as possible. So in about 4 hours, I've basically learned how to effectively write and publish a book. It gives you tips like, you need to, how to create your book cover, how to get an ISBN number, and it even gives you, there's like a free resource where you can get this outline, this template of how to write a book, right? So I've got all of this, and no kidding, right? I then go to my fiance, and I'm trying to convince her that I need to now write a book, right? And it's like this scene out of Only Fools and Horses. I don't know if you remember that show, Only Fools and Horses, where Del Boy, the wheeler dealer, is scheming and he's always trying to come up with new things, right? And it's like a scene out of that where he's like, by this time next year, Rodney, we'll be millionaires. and poor Lisa, my fiance, she's probably thinking, oh, Andre, another one of his crazy ideas, another one of his ridiculous schemes. But you know, she's super supportive, and she kind of goes along with it, and she says she agrees to it. Yeah, Andre, you need to write a book. So yeah, that's the story of why I'm here trying to write this book in 28 days. And I figured, you know, I'd kind of share that with you, and but anyway, that's all the update I have for now, guys. For now, peace out.